Hey everyone, Matt here from Docs Running, and today we're going to do a comparison review, or should I upgrade episode of the Mizuno Wave Inspire. So I have here the Mizuno Wave Inspire 19, which is the older version now, and the newest one, the Mizuno Wave Inspire 20. And I want to help you answer, hey, should you get the old one on sale or should you upgrade? Version 20 is really an upper update, but there's one other thing I want to talk to you about that does change the ride and the stability. And so hopefully that can help you make that decision. I'm not going to tell you what to do. This is just to help you make that. So first of all, spec-wise, actually pretty similar, to be honest, in terms of this being Mizuno's moderate stability daily training shoe. So 19 comes in at 10.7 ounces for men's size 9, 8.8 ounces for women's size 8. Version 20 comes in at 10.6 ounces men's size 9, 8.6 ounces for women's size 8. Don't ask me how that works. This one, the 19 was listed at 38.5 in the heel, 26.5 in the forefoot. Version 20 was listed on Running Warehouse as 37.5 in the heel and 25.5 in the forefoot. Mizuno's website lists them both at 38.26. So it's a 12 millimeter drop. It's somewhere in there. The stack height doesn't really feel different. Feels about the same. The really big change feels not big, but the subtle change happens in the upper, where Mizuno's kind of always known for having a fairly, kind of like a little bit wider fit, especially in the forefoot. Version 20 had a fairly average amount of volume and kind of like height and like additional stuff outside of just, like lateral width. Version 20 adds a lot more volume, especially in the forefoot. I didn't have any feeling differences in the heel and midfoot, but there was definitely a lot more room up height-wise in the forefoot. And actually, during my last run, I kind of felt like I was sliding just a little bit when I had to have some turns. So if you want a shoe that has a little bit more volume and a little bit more width to it in the forefoot, the 20 might be a good option if you feel like you just didn't have quite enough in the Inspire 19. But outside of that, uppers are fairly similar. Moderately thick tongue, well-gusseted tongue, heel and midfoot are fairly secure, stiff heel counters. So if you like stiff heel counters, you're going to really like this shoe. If you don't, I did feel them bug me just a teeny bit, but it hasn't been that big of an issue. Just know that those are there and they're fairly similar. The other difference that was talked about was the fact that the plate moves from being kind of more traditional to now a plant-based plate. I'm not sure what that means. They say that it's an anatomic plate, which means it's supposed to be fitting with your arch. Version 19, I felt a lot of pressure from the plate in the medial heel. So I was like, oh, this is definitely a stability shoe. It wasn't like too much. It just felt like I really noticed it. Version 19 seems like it's better integrated throughout the length of the shoe. When I put it on, I was like, this kind of feels like a stiff Wave Rider, which is not a bad thing. It just feels like the stability is lined out a little, but it's kind of spread out a little bit better from the heel, midfoot, and almost like a tiny bit in the forefoot, although I don't think the plate goes that far. So if you want something that's more like mild to moderate stability, I would go with version 20. It seems to be integrated pretty well. If you definitely want that pressure up in your arch, especially in the heel, I think 19 is going to be a better option. I'm not saying one's better than the other one. It just depends on what you prefer in your shoes. Outside of that, durability has been fairly good. I get the same thing where I saw a bunch of early initial wear in version 20 and then it started to like slow down. The same thing happened in version 19 where it kind of like seemed like there was early wear and I was like, oh no. And then as I got running farther, it slowed down. So fairly average amount of durability, but this is still Mizuno's moderate stability daily training shoe. It's still, even though the foam underfoot, the Mizuno Energy is slightly firmer, which makes it a little more stable, not meant for faster runs, for daily runs, easy runs, and long runs feel really, really good in this shoe if you need some stability and you want a higher drop. But outside of that, they're fairly similar. So I'll let you decide which one you want, if you want the one on sale right now, or if you want the newest version with some upper and some mild plate stability changes. That's going to be up to you. Hopefully this helps, and stick around because we'll always have more content.